It was a rainy evening years ago when I walked in on my husband in our bedroom, his arms wrapped around his secretary in a passionate kiss that he didn't even notice me standing there frozen in the doorway, their laughter echoing as he whispered jokes about how boring our marriage had become, in this husband betrayal revenge story. Ah, no way, he's been cheating right here in our home, treating me like some afterthought. I thought to myself, my heart shattering into a million pieces as I backed out silently, vowing in that moment to bide my time and let the pain fuel a revenge that would strike when he least expected it. That humiliating scene, where his careless infidelity and mocking words seared into my soul without him knowing I had witnessed it all, planted the seeds for a patient plan that simmered for years, transforming quiet suffering into a devastating comeback that would make his betrayal the regret of his lifetime, in this husband betrayal revenge story. Hold tight, this husband betrayal revenge story is about the slow burn of justice, where waiting years makes the payback all the sweeter and more shattering. Hey folks, smash that like and subscribe for more epic revenge sagas. Dive into this husband betrayal revenge story of patient triumph. Stick around for the long game payback. Comment, waited years for revenge? Let's simmer in. I'm Victoria, a 37-year-old marketing consultant in the vibrant city of Seattle, Washington, where the constant drizzle from gray skies mirrors the quiet tears I've shed in private over the years, and the evergreen forests surrounding the urban sprawl remind me that growth can emerge from even the darkest, most shadowed places if you give it time and patience. I've always been the strategic planner, juggling client campaigns that demand foresight and timing, while at home, I curated a life of apparent perfection, our modern loft with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Puget Sound, where morning fog rolls in like secrets waiting to be revealed, and evenings are spent with carefully prepared meals that hid the growing emptiness in our marriage. My husband, Connor. He was the ambitious tech entrepreneur with a startup that kept him networking late into the nights, his charisma drawing investors like moths to a flame, and his easy laugh making our social gatherings feel like the center of the universe. We've been married 9 years, from a whirlwind engagement in our 20s to building what I thought was an unbreakable bond, complete with romantic getaways to the San Juan Islands where we'd kayak through misty waters, him whispering,
"Victoria, you're my guiding star, nothing could ever dim our light together."
But that illusion cracked open one stormy evening 5 years ago, when I returned early from a client meeting, rain soaking my coat as I quietly entered our loft, only to hear muffled giggles from the bedroom. Pushing the door ajar, I saw Connor entangled with his secretary, Elena, their bodies moving in rhythm as he laughed softly, saying something about how stale our intimacy had become compared to this excitement. Oh my God, this is really happening. He's betraying me right here, in our bed. I gasped internally, backing away without a sound, my world tilting as I fled to the guest room to process the wound in silence. The loft felt like a cage, his post-shower whistle mocking my pain as I lay awake, deciding then to wait, to watch, to let time sharpen my revenge. By morning, as he kissed me goodbye with that familiar peck, I smiled through the ache, whispering to myself, "Your betrayal will be your undoing, I'll wait years if needed." The weeks turned to months in a haze of forced normalcy, the Seattle rain tapping windows like impatient reminders as I maintained our routine with a serene mask. I confided in my sister Haley over a covert coffee meetup at a downtown cafe, voice low over steaming lattes as baristas bustled around like oblivious extras. "Haley, I caught Connor cheating with his secretary right in our bed. He doesn't know I know. Her eyes widened over her cup.
That's Liz. Don't blow up yet, Vic. Wait years if you have to. Build your strength while karma circles.
As Haley hugged me, her presence a steady anchor, we began planning in whispers, letting time be our ally. Haley's involvement transformed our weekly sister lunches into strategic huddles at quiet parks, notebooks hidden in picnic baskets as we observed Connor's habits from afar, the Puget Sound's waves lapping like timed reminders of patience's power.
Vic, bide your time. Gather intel subtly. Let years sharpen the blade of revenge.
I agreed, gaze on the water. You're right, Haley, his betrayal deserves a slow burn, waiting years will make it unforgettable. We tracked shifts, longer business trips, secretive texts, gradual changes like new hobbies that distanced him.
See, he's canceling family plans again.
Haley whispered from a bench. Next, we looped in my brother Finn, a financial advisor with tools to trace hidden assets.
Sis, if he's cheating, money trails follow. I'll monitor discreetly over years. Let karma build.
His reports trickled, offshore accounts, gifts to Elena. Oh my God. Finn, this is building like a time bomb, years of deceit exposed. Friends joined patiently, colleague Mrs. Lang, a lawyer.
Vic, document quietly over time. When ready, we'll strike with grace.
And Counselor Dr. Vance, her office a refuge of soft lamps and herbal teas.
Patience heals Victoria. Use years to empower. Let karma's revenge unfold.
Sessions unpacked wounds. He betrayed brazenly. Dr. Vance, waiting years feels like torture. She guided.
Grace in waiting invites profound justice. Focus on growth.
The network endured years, subtle checks, small interventions like anonymous notes hinting at exposure.
Karma's teasing already.
Haley noted as his promotion stalled. Counseling deepened, yoga channeling patience. These poses build my core for the strike. Volunteering at a long-term support group added depth.
Your patient strength motivates us.
A member said. Connor grew wary, confronting.
Victoria, why so distant these years? You planning something?
I smiled serenely. Just evolving, Connor, time changes us all. Tensions slow burned over years as my patience tested. Connor's life fraying like threads in worn fabric under accumulating strains. Career setbacks mounted, investors pulling away.
Victoria, is this your long game? Anonymous tips ruining my deals.
He accused one heated night, voice sharp as years of suspicion boiled over. I met his gaze calmly. Perhaps it's just life's way of evening scores, Connor. He paced furiously.
Your silence over years is maddening. What revenge are you plotting?
Emily overheard his teen.
Daddy, why argue with Mommy after all these years?
Drama stirred, Connor pleading.
Please, Victoria, end this years-long tension. Let's rebuild.
I held firm. Time heals or reveals, Connor, patience. Counseling erupted, pent-up anguish surfacing like long-dormant volcanoes. His betrayal festered years, karma, erupt now. Dr. Vance pushed.
Trust the slow build. Let it peak dramatically.
Yoga became anchors, poses holding through strains. This endurance is my years-long forge. Community dramatic, neighbors' discovery after years linking to Connor's affair.
He strayed long, karma's delayed thunder.
I intervened. Let fate deliver after years, our grace observes. Hotline calls for sustained guidance peaked, silences shattering like dams after years.
Your patience guided my long wait.
Connor's woes accumulated, health declines, social isolation after years.
Victoria, this curse built over years, your silence summons it.
I responded gently. Perhaps years bring clarity, Connor. Revelation loomed after years, tensions volcanic like pent-up magma. The climax exploded in a lavish anniversary party at our home, the rooms filled with guests laughing and toasting under chandeliers that sparkled like stars in a night sky, music pulsing from speakers as conversations flowed like wine, when suddenly an anonymous package arrived at the door addressed to me in front of everyone, containing printed emails and photos of Connor's affair that I accidentally opened in view of the crowd, the revelation spreading through the party like wildfire in dry tinder as whispers turned to gasps and accusations flew, the once celebratory atmosphere shattering like glass under a hammer as friends confronted him in a whirlwind of betrayal exposed after years of silence, the porch lights flickering erratically as if fate itself was short-circuiting in the drama. Stretching over 70 characters in intense revelation as thunder rumbled overhead and rain began to pour like tears from the heavens washing away the facade he had maintained for so long. In a spectacle that no one could forget. Connor stood frozen amid the chaos, face draining of color as if the blood had fled his body, his eyes darting wildly across the sea of shocked faces that had once been his allies.
This package, who sent it? Victoria's years of silence have orchestrated my downfall in front of everyone.
Rev. Hayes, a family friend, stepped forward solemnly.
Connor, karma's eruption is evident. Your betrayals over years have surfaced without her lifting a finger.
I testified softly, voice carrying like wine through the stunned silence. Your silent affair while I waited in quiet suffering invites this long-delayed justice. He interrupted desperately, voice cracking like thunder in the downpour.
Victoria, end this years-long wait, I beg you, don't let karma's revenge destroy me in this public humiliation after all this time.
The crowd roared in outrage, tension exploding like a powder keg ignited, guests shouting accusations as security wrestled to contain the melee that erupted when Connor's business partners lunged forward in fury.
Confessions flood, affair unveiled after years, career imploded, reputation shattered in an instant.
Connor collapsed sobbing, the party gasping as his world crumbled like a house in a landslide.
Your silence over years invited this karma, forgive my betrayal.
Repercussions thundered, community shunning, legal probes pending amid media frenzy swarming like vultures.
Karma triumphs after years.
Reverend Hayes declared. Connor begged outside in the rain.
Victoria, your grace in waiting ruined me mercy after these years.
I walked away. Your betrayal birthed this after years, karma claims its due. With his life in karmic shambles, my renewal surged dramatically, like dawn breaking after a long night in a blaze of light that banished lingering shadows, but the journey twisted with residual echoes that threatened to pull me back into darkness at every dramatic turn, forcing confrontations with past pains that erupted unexpectedly like hidden geysers in a calm landscape. Therapy with Dr. Lang became tempestuous arenas, sessions unleashing years of suppressed whirlwinds that howled through the room like wind stripping leaves from trembling trees after a prolonged drought. His betrayal festered over years. How do I embrace the light now? Dr. Lang delved with probing intensity.
Through purposeful acts and creative release, let karma's justice fuel your dramatic rebirth.
Breakthroughs avalanched. One session, confronting years of silence erupted like volcanoes long dormant. This pain's karma's gift. Renew me fiercely after all this time. Dr. Lang guided through the lava.
Harness the drama. Volunteering anchors your purpose amid the chaos.
Volunteering at a karma center intensified dramatically. Groups where long-held tales triggered chain reactions of breakdowns that built like pressure in a fault line over years. One member's crisis peaking amid revelations of similar sufferings that exploded like an earthquake shaking the foundations, igniting a firestorm of shared pain that demanded immediate intervention to prevent total emotional collapse after prolonged suppression.
His silent affair festered years, karma struck, but I'm shattered.
I intervened amid the quake. My years of waiting let karma devastate, yours can too. Hotline emergencies surged like aftershocks, lives hanging by threads as confessions poured forth in a deluge that flooded the room with raw vulnerability stretching over years of buildup.
Your grace after years inspired my survival.
Survivors wept. Garden therapies became oases, blooms defying years of neglect. This flourishing's karma's delayed gift. Community dramatic, neighbors' long-buried link to Connor's affair surfacing after years.
He strayed silently, karma's eruption after all this time.
I intervened. Let fate deliver after years, our grace observes. Connor's pleas, ruined after years, begging amid wreckage.
Elena, karma after years devastated me, forgive.
Confrontation peaked, long entreaties tumbling in torrents over 70 characters as the once idyllic porch became a theater of despair after years of deception. Neighbors assembling like storm spectators as he dropped to knees in pouring rain that had built over hours, sobs mingling with downpour like final laments in a tragedy unfolding in slow motion. Your betrayal after years invited this, no absolution now. He collapsed.
Your grace after years amplifies karma's wrath.
Closure stormed, community bearing witness. Reclamation culminated, book on karma's long game published, launch with ovations and Connor's disruption escalating to mayhem as he charged the stage amid gasps and security scuffles that turned the event into chaos. From betrayal to karma's legacy after years. Dating reborn amid drama, suitors echo after years, revelation crashing like bolts in night. Not again after years, karma detects. Life's dramatic renewal resolved in radiant, unbreakable peace. If this long revenge satisfied you, thumbs up and subscribe. Share your years-long triumph, where from? Hit the bell. This story's fictional, inspired by patient triumphs. Details changed for privacy. Waited years for revenge? Check end screen videos. Thanks, renewal on. Peace.